Welcome to Angelo, a combined sampler, image editor, and Inpainter. So I have a prompt in here, which I am just going to hit play. The prompt doesn't matter. You'll get an idea. It's just a Chrome Starship, a badly misspelled Chrome Starship parked in a field. Um, okay, that'll do. Let's just leave it at that. I'm going to switch to edit mode. Now it's immediately fixed the seed. So that any undos bring us back to this stage. And the first thing I'm going to show you is just the refine tool, which is best used in Inpaint refine mode. So it's not for adding content. This is just for, it is an area that's weirdly drawn. It's about effectively just having a second pass. I'm going to use my square brackets controls to do the click radius, which is a bit like Photoshop. And I'm just going to refine, for argument's sake, by clicking on an area. And you'll see it's actually I put person in there. Now if I put paint mode on, instead of clicking, I might, for instance, and I'm just going to go over here, and I'm just going to refine the front, get it to regenerate just the front. Now you can guide it with a prompt for an area, but the guided prompts for areas work better in the next mode. Before I show you the next mode though, persistent mask, whatever the last mask you created, you can just keep queuing the workflow to see varieties. You don't have to keep draw an area each time, but that's fairly self-explanatory. Now I'm going to go on to Smart Inpaint. Now what Smart Inpaint does is effectively it passes the current canvas as a conditioning and invokes the edit capabilities of Klein 9B or other edit models. So if I'm going to say, like, for instance, add a clown sitting on the spaceship, and I'm going to say I've got paint mode locks to on in this mode, or not, so I should say not paint, but you'll see now you draw effectively a square and or any rectangle on the area where you want it to happen. Yeah, so you did it there. If I did it here, for instance, again, and it's doing two things in this mode. It's effectively what it's doing is it's actually taking that area as an image itself and upscaling, working on that area, and then pasting it back in. You can play with things like the feather and so on, or equally, if you have a slight visible edge, I recommend actually just going, because it doesn't always happen, but it does happen sometimes, just go back to refine mode and go over that slight edge that you've got, and it gets rid of it. As you can see there, that little edge that I had there is now gone. Obviously, I could have prompted for a bigger clown and so on. Now, there's another mode I want to show you here quickly. If I go into Smart Guided Inpaint, and this is again is taking advantage of the edit facilities. So I'm going to say location. This is purely, so there's no masks here. So locations, let's see, middle left, top left, whole image, bottom left. And I'm going to put Darth Vader sitting on the ground sulking. I'm going to generate guided edit. There you go. There's Darth Vader sitting on the ground sulking. So that's just a really quick demo of some of the capabilities. There's a lot of mix and match you can do between these. Like for instance, in the Smart Inpaint mode, or in refine, you can turn on the extra fine mode, which effectively it's where the area that you paint, like I mentioned before, it basically gets taken and scaled up and then edited on in that way and then scaled back into the canvas in order to improve the detail, a bit like what happens in Automatic 1111 or a detailer. Almost all the operations in this node are done in the latent space, apart from when and the upscale happens in RGB and then it's converted to latent and then it's embedded back into the latent. But that because it's a new RGB image that happens with each time, you're not getting the VAE round trip, so it prevents the degradation. So you really can go to town with this thing and really just tweak and tweak and tweak an image and build something up. But yeah, I hope you like it.